The Mirror's Curse. In an old, forgotten corner of the world, there was a mirror unlike any other. Its frame was made of dark, twisted wood, carved with strange patterns no one could decipher. The glass was unnaturally smooth, reflecting not just the world around it, but something deeper, something no one could quite explain. The mirror had a strange presence. Those who looked into it often felt uneasy, as if the reflection staring back was not truly their own. Some would swear they saw faint movements in the corners of the glass, shadows that didn't belong to the room. Others felt a chill, even in the warmest weather. The mirror's story began long ago, though no one knows exactly when. Legends say it was created by a sorcerer who wanted to trap evil spirits, but instead of capturing them, the mirror became their home. Over time, it became a doorway, something that allowed the dark to reach into the world of the living. The mirror was passed from place to place, each time leaving behind a trail of strange events. People who owned it reported bad luck and strange happenings. Crops failed, homes burned, and illness spread wherever it went. Villages began to whisper of a curse. Eventually, the mirror was hidden away, buried deep beneath an old house. There it stayed for decades, forgotten by the world. But things like the mirror are never truly lost. They have a way of being found. Years later, during the demolition of the old house, workers uncovered the mirror. At first, they thought it was just a beautiful antique. They didn't know the danger they had unleashed. The mirror was cleaned and placed in a shop where people admired its beauty. Yet anyone who lingered too long near it would feel an odd sensation, like they were being watched. Children would cry when they saw their reflections, and even animals avoided the room where the mirror was displayed. Over time, strange things began to happen again. People who bought the mirror found their lives unraveling. A family that hung it in their living room started hearing whispers in the middle of the night. They thought it was the wind at first, but the whispers grew louder. Sometimes they swore the whispers were calling their names. One evening, the mother of the family noticed something unusual. As she walked past the mirror, her reflection lingered a second too long. It wasn't just a delay. It was as if the image was watching her, studying her. Soon after, the children began to see things in the glass. Dark shapes moved behind their reflections, though no one else was in the room. Their laughter turned to screams as they refused to go near the mirror. The family tried to sell the mirror, but no one would take it. Eventually, they locked it in the basement, hoping to forget it was ever there. But the whispers continued, echoing through the house until the family moved away, leaving everything behind. The mirror didn't stay hidden for long. It seemed to have a life of its own, always finding a way back into the world. Each time it reappeared, it grew stronger. The glass no longer just reflected reality. It began to show things that weren't there. At first, the visions were small. A door in the reflection might be open when it was closed in real life. A shadow might pass through the glass, though no one was in the room. But over time, the mirror's power grew. People who stared too long into the glass began to see themselves differently. Their reflections showed them with hollow eyes, twisted smiles, or faces full of despair. Some said they could see their worst memories replayed in the mirror, moments they had tried to forget. Others claimed the mirror showed their fears, images so vivid they felt real. And then there were those who said the mirror spoke to them. It whispered promises, secrets, and warnings. But the more they listened, the more they felt drawn to it, unable to look away. The truth about the mirror was darker than anyone imagined. It didn't just show twisted reflections, it trapped the essence of those who gazed into it for too long. Each time someone looked into the glass, a part of them was taken. At first it was subtle. They might feel tired or have strange dreams. But as the mirror fed on their energy, they began to change. Their eyes grew dull, their voices quieter. They withdrew from the world, as if something inside them had been stolen. The worst part was what happened after they disappeared. Their reflections would remain, forever trapped in the glass. If you looked closely, you could see them. Faces pressed against the surface, eyes wide with terror, mouths open in silent screams. Over the years, many tried to destroy the mirror. It was smashed with hammers, burned in fires, and buried deep underground. But each time it returned, untouched and unbroken. It seemed indestructible, as if the curse that created it couldn't be undone. No one knows where the mirror is now. Some say it's locked away in a forgotten warehouse, sealed in a crate marked danger. Others believe it's still out there, waiting for its next victim. One thing is certain: the mirror's curse is eternal. It doesn't age, it doesn't fade, and it doesn't rest. It waits patiently, drawing people in with its beauty, feeding on their fears, and trapping them forever in its dark, reflective depths. If you ever come across a mirror that feels wrong, one that makes your skin crawl or your heart race, walk away. Don't look into it, not even for a second, because once the mirror sees you, it never lets go. And if, late at night, you hear a whisper or catch a glimpse of movement in the corner of your eye, don't turn around. It might just be your reflection, or it might be something else entirely.